My name's Britney Hoffman. I go to the Crossing 48th Street, and I serve as a greeter or difference maker on Sunday mornings at 10:45 service. I have battled with addiction. I didn't really have like a good concept of like what church was supposed to be about, and I felt like God was just telling me everything I was doing wrong. Like that was my way of perceiving his look on me. So I always felt like really ashamed or like judged when I would go to church, because I would see all these happy people and they would preach about what you're supposed to be doing. I'm like, that's not my life. So I think that's a big part of why I drifted away. My dad and I's relationship prior to me going to rehab was, I guess, kind of sparse. It wasn't until I called him and asked him to take me to rehab, I knew he would be the one person that would do it. He understood. And I remember hearing like tears in his voice when he answered. And ever since that moment, like our relationship has just grown so much since then. From the very beginning of me coming to terms with like, I don't want to live this way anymore. I don't want to be chasing this. I'm just tired, I'm burnt out, I'm done. Because I remember calling the rehab center, and they were like, well, we can put you on the list, but you're going to be 13th. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm never going to get in here. And so I called the very next day, and the lady was like, yeah, we have a bed. Can you be here in 2 days? The biggest moment for me was they had this group called Overcomers. And I remember this little lady, Hestine was her name. And I asked her, I was like, can you just pray that God will take my addiction away from me? And that woman prayed for me, and I will never forget the feeling. It was like this weight was just lifted off of me, and I got to my room and I just dropped to my knees and I just prayed. In that moment, I just gave my life to him. It's like, you can have it. I felt free. I knew he took it from me, and I didn't have to live the way that I was living anymore. When I needed a place to go, my dad was staying with John Mitchell, and I remember reaching out to him and talked to him over the phone. I didn't even know what he looked like, and asked him, hey, can I come live with you? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, what kind of expectations are there? And he was like, there's no expectations. And then I dropped my stuff off, and the Crossing was the second place I went, and my dad baptized me. The Crossing just felt like home after that. I would say to encourage someone that's going through any situation that's similar to mine, don't try and go through it alone. Reach out to other people in the church. You're never alone. That God sees you. He knows your ups and your downs. Don't ever feel like he doesn't. From the day I got baptized, I was new, and Christ accepted me. Even though I was still going to be flawed and I was still going to mess up, he still accepts me. I am accepted regardless by at least one person, and it's the one person that matters most.